for only the fourth time in 20 years, all four home teams won in the NFL's divisional round of the playoffs. Let's hope that equals high drama in Sunday's conference title games. AFC, 2 p.m., Los Angeles Rams, 14-3, at the New Orleans Saints, 14-3. AFC, 4:40 p.m., New England Patriots, 12-5, at the Kansas City Chiefs, 13-4. The winners meet 2 weeks from Sunday night in Atlanta in the Super Bowl. How do the teams stack up in several key areas? And how do the Broncos compare? A look. Quarterback 1. New England, Tom Brady, our choice as the best football player in history. The 41-year-old Brady still deserves to be at the top of this list. He is 28-10 all-time in the playoffs, 5 Super Bowls, with 72 touchdowns and 31 interceptions. He still has near-flawless fundamentals, supreme pocket awareness and arm strength. 2. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. Name a player who is more fun to watch. In his first year as a starter, Mahomes led the league with 50 touchdown passes and should win Most Valuable Player honors in 2 weeks. He scrambles to throw, not run, which makes him doubly dangerous outside the pocket. 3. New Orleans, Drew Brees. He turned 40 on Tuesday and looks to celebrate by making his second Super Bowl appearance. He has thrown for 4,510 yards in 14 career playoff games, 8-6 record. Historically accurate, 74.4% this regular season, he delivers passes to a spot where his teammates can make plays. 4. LA Rams, Jared Goff. He had 31 touchdowns and 12 interceptions in the regular season, but looked a little off in last week's win over Dallas. How the Broncos stack up, not well. Case Keenum is the acknowledged short-term solution at quarterback and he may start 2019 keeping the spot warm until a to-be-determined rookie is ready. Mahomes and Goff were first-round picks in the last 3 years. The Broncos need to hit at that position quickly. Left tackle 1. New England, LT Trent Brown, a mountain of a man, 6 foot -8, 359 pounds. The Patriots stole Brown on draft weekend from San Francisco. Brown and pick no. 143 for pick no. 99 Gs. Maybe the 49ers felt obligated to get fleeced after getting quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Brown started every game, 5 penalties. He is a free agent in March and will cash in big. 2. LA Rams, LT Andrew Whitworth. After playing 11 years for Cincinnati, Whitworth signed with the Rams in March 2017, was All-Pro in his first year and started every game this year. He did have 7 penalties in the regular season and had trouble against the Broncos' Bradley Chubb. 3. New Orleans, Teron Armstead, a former third-round pick. Armstead has missed at least 6 games in 3 consecutive years. He played only 10 regular season games this season, but was still named to the Pro Bowl, only 1 penalty. 4. Kansas City, LT Eric Fisher, the first draft pick of Chiefs coach Andy Reid's tenure in 2013. Fisher has improved through the years and has proven to be durable. 2 missed games in 6 years. He was named to his first Pro Bowl this year. He does have 9 penalties in 17 games, including 2 last week. How the Broncos stack up, again, well behind the Final Four. Garrett Bowles has started all 32 games of his career, but has been booked for 22 penalties. New offensive line coach Mike Munchak, you're in charge of improving Bowles. Number 1 Receiver 1. New Orleans, Michael Thomas, 15 years younger than Brees. He quickly developed into a number 1 target. He has seasons of 92 catches -1,137 yards, 104 -1,245 and 125 -1,405 with a combined 23 touchdowns. Last week, he caught 12 passes for 171 yards. How the Rams defend him will be a top subplot. 2. Kansas City, Tyreek Hill, one of the league's most dynamic players. Hill led the Chiefs with 1,479 yards. He was second on the team with 87 catches and 12 touchdowns. His average per catch of 17 yards was tied for second in the league. The LA Rams, Robert Woods. In his first 5 years, Woods never exceeded 65 catches and 781 yards. But this year, he caught 86 passes for 1,219 yards and 6 touchdowns. He was steady, only 3 100-yard games, but only 5 with fewer than 70 yards. For New England, Julian Edelman, he missed all of 2017 with a torn ACL in the first 4 games of 2018 because of suspension. But he still had 74 catches, second on team, for 850 yards, first, and 6 touchdowns, second. He averages 11.5 yards per catch, which shows he does his best work on shallow routes. Edelman returned to the top role after Josh Gordon's latest suspension. How the Broncos stack up. They don't have a healthy one receiver on their roster. Courtland Sutton has that type of potential, but Emmanuel Sanders filled that role this past season until he tore his Achilles. Dominant defender 1. Rams, Aaron Donald, a once-in-a-generation player, an interior lineman who can create consistent pressure on the passer. He led the NFL with 20.5 sacks and 25 total tackles for lost yardage in the regular season. The Rams' best hope is Donald sacking or pressuring Breeze. 2. New Orleans, Cameron Jordan, a 287-pound defensive end. Jordan has never missed a game, 135 for 135, has been named to 4 Pro Bowls, and was an All-Pro in 2017. He has had at least 7.5 sacks in each of the last 7 years, including a team-high 12 this year. 3. Kansas City, Chris Jones, a second-round pick in 2016. Jones jumped from 6.5 sacks to 15.5 sacks this year. He had a streak of 9 consecutive games with a sack. 4. New England, Trey Flowers, a 4th-year defensive end. Flowers played in only 1 game as a rookie, but has posted years of 7.0, 6.5 and 7.5 sacks in the last 3 regular seasons. How the Broncos stack up. A lot of teams would take linebacker Von Miller over Jordan, Jones or Flowers. And the Broncos' 1-2 pass rushing punch of Miller Bradley Chubb stacks up well against Jones' D Ford on Kansas City. Cornerback 1. New England, Stephon Gilmore, a rare big-money free agent splurged by the Patriots. Gilmore has only 4 interceptions in 2 regular seasons, but was a shutdown player this year, All-Pro nod. He had a whopping 20 pass breakups, second in the league. 2. New Orleans, Marshawn Lattimore. Opponents chose to throw at Lattimore's teammates this year. He had 2 interceptions and 12 pass breakups. He has been called for only 8 penalties in his regular season career. 3. LA Rams, Marcus Peters, acquired from Kansas City and scheduled to be a free agent this offseason. Peters took over the one role when Aqib Talib missed time with an ankle injury. He had 3 interceptions and 5 penalties. For Kansas City, Kendall Fuller, traded by the Redskins to the Chiefs in the Alex Smith trade. Fuller had a career-high 12 pass breakups to go with 2 interceptions. How the Broncos stack up. Chris Harris might be better than those 4 players because of his ability to play outside as well as over the slot receiver. Coaches 1. New England, Bill Belichick, in his 44th consecutive season on an NFL staff. He has 5 Super Bowl titles as a head coach and 2 as an assistant. 2. New Orleans, Sean Payton, he has a Super Bowl ring, and a year-long suspension for Bountygate. He calls the Saints offensive plays and has also joined with general manager Mickey Loomis to draft better in recent years. 3. Kansas City, Andy Reid, one win away from his second Super Bowl appearance. Reid's final act as a head coach could be his most successful if Mahomes continues to develop. For LA Rams, Sean McVay, like Peyton and Reid, he is his team's offensive play caller and was wise enough to hire an experienced defensive coordinator, Wade Phillips. That he is ranked 4th shows the depth of the Final Four coaches. How the Broncos stack up, not applicable. Vic Fangio was hired earlier this month, but he will bring a track record of defensive excellence to the sideline in September.